Hey, welcome back to video 42. We'll be working on the speedometer pieces today, so let's dive right in. Start by bringing up the gizmo and clicking on the gear to select the polycube. Give the Unify and Delete Loops button a quick press. Now we're going to unmask the bottom of the model and move it up a bit. Let's scale it along the x-axis. Throw in 3 edge loops with insert multiple edge loops. With the polygons unmasked, move them forward. Let's go ahead and add another 3 edge loops. Now grab the Move Infinite Depth brush and tweak the shape. Press QC50 and snap your view to the front. Then give it a scale on the Z-axis. Rotate about 4 degrees. Head back to the gizmo gear and pick Deformer Soft. The deformer essentially works like a nonlinear lattice deformer. It places a 3D lattice of control points around your model that you can then adjust to deform your mesh. What's cool is that you can get to work with a low-res cage of control points that can manipulate the higher resolution detail of your model. This way you can make broad changes without messing up any of your high-resolution detailing. It comes in real handy for hard surface modeling. Let's say you have a spaceship or a robot that you want to deform or bend in a specific way. You could, for example, use the soft deformer to bend an entire arm or a wing, preserving the detailed features while modifying the overall shape. So the Deformer Soft located in the Gizmo 3D and ZBrush is all about giving you more power and control over the deformations of your model. It's easy to use, flexible, and perfect for making both major changes and fine-tuning your hard surface models. Alright, let's lock it in by pressing Accept. Feel free to use the Move Infinite Depth brush to tweak the shape a bit more. Set the crease level to 3 and then give it a quick polish by features. Next up, bring up the gizmo again and head over to the gear to pick the cylinder 3D. Go ahead and press QC50. Snap it to the side and scale it along the Z-axis. Grab the 14 sides IMM. Then we can follow it up by group by normals. Revisit the Z-Modeler brush and delete those extra edge loops. Press Ctrl W to group visible. Then grab the Move Infinite Depth brush again. Don't forget to switch on symmetry in the Y-axis. Now let's pick QMesh a single poly. With the top polygons unmasked, move them downwards. Then we can align the edge strip. Now we want to Alt Tag to transpose the 8 polygons. Hold Ctrl and move with the gizmo to extrude a bit. Next, give Uncrease All a press. Add in a couple of edge loops in the back. Then select Scale Polygroup Island and rearrange the points. With the edges unmasked, scale it flush. Press QC50 once more. Now it's time to wrap up the creasing with the ZBrush. Just like before, set the crease level to 3. Press Ctrl W to group visible. Bring up the gizmo once more. From the gear, we're selecting the cylinder 3D again. Press QC50 and unmask the top polygon, then move them downwards. Now we can switch your view to look from the top. Unmask those 4 polygons and then extrude them using the gizmo. Let's give it a scale on the x-axis and clear the mask. Now we're going to inset the flat island. QMesh polygroup island and then press QC50. Control click the middle polygroup, then move it down. Add in a couple more edge loops and set the crease level to 3. Uncrease the edges and press Ctrl W to group visible. Let's isolate those middle polygons and press auto groups. Grab the 16 sides IMM. For the bottom, let's go with 14 sides IMM. Go back to the ZBrush and delete any extra edge loops. Press QC50 and Ctrl W to group visible. Next up, mask the model and bring up the gizmo. Again, select the cylinder 3D from the gear, invert the mask and split unmasked points. Press QC50 and scale it up a bit. Let's snap it to the side view. Unmask the top and slide it down. Now we can inset the flat island and add an edge loop as a marker. Now we want to QMesh the polygroup island. Press Ctrl W to group visible. Alt tag the 2 polygons and QMesh them back. Then slide the edges back until they're hidden from the view. Once again, press QC50. Now let's switch to the other subtool. Unmask the bottom faces and move them up using the gizmo. Add in an edge loop and give it a crease. Then switch to slide, edge loop complete. Mask the model again and bring up the gizmo. From the gear, select cylinder 3D. Invert the mask and split unmasked points. Scale it down a tad and press QC50. Let's go ahead and adjust the scale and position. Unmask the top and extrude it with the gizmo. Now we can scale it inwards a bit. Crease the edge loop and inset the flat island. Next we can extrude the polygroup island. Press QC50, crease the edge loop and polygroup the flat island. Now we can grab the 14 sides IMM. Head back to the ZBrush and delete those extra edge loops. Let's press Ctrl W to group visible. Hold Ctrl and move with the gizmo to duplicate the mesh. Clear the mask and duplicate them to the other side. Isolate the middle polygons and press Auto Groups. Now we can grab the 14 sides IMM. Hop back to the ZBrush and remove any extra edge loops. Press Ctrl W to group visible. Finally, select the top subtool and merge everything down.